You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Tom Brady just sent Caleb Williams a clear message. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, also do me a huge favor by also liking today's episode of Keek on the Mic. So, Bears fans, I have a really interesting topic for us to discuss today on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, and it's about quarterback Caleb Williams. We have talked so much about the expectations that we as fans have for quarterback Caleb Williams. Ryan Poles and Chicago Bears have done a really good job of surrounding him and putting him in a situation to succeed right away in his rookie season with the Chicago Bears. But we have to realize that Caleb Williams also has really high expectations for himself as well. He's really a goal-oriented young man. He's talked about how he aims high to reach, certain goals. It started when he was young. Him and his dad had a detailed plan. His dream was to make the NFL. Had a really successful high school career, got 2 scholarships from USC and Oklahoma, had a really good college career, won the Heisman Trophy, got drafted number 1 overall in the 2024 NFL draft. And now Caleb Williams has really high expectations for himself being the number 1 overall pick in the National Football League. And he understands what he's going to need to do in order to reach those goals, right? And his next big goal, it would be easy for Caleb Williams to reach for MVP or a Pro Bowl in his very first season with the Chicago Bears or in the duration of his NFL career with the Chicago Bears. But no, Caleb Williams is aiming high. He wants to chase Tom Brady's 7 Super Bowl rings. He even has on his wallpaper on his phone that it says Super Bowl times 8. He wants to be the greatest quarterback to ever do it. We all know that is going to be really hard to do. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. He won 7 Super Bowl championships. And what made Tom Brady's career so impressive is that he won his first 6 in the AFC with the New England Patriots. And then in his first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC, he goes on and wins his 7th and final Super Bowl. So we all know that Tom Brady is the GOAT of the National Football League all time. But Tom Brady is also very aware of Caleb Williams and his goals as well. Tom Pelissero of NFL Network actually got a chance to speak to Tom Brady about Caleb Williams. And Pelissero just basically asked Tom Brady if he felt that Caleb Williams is being arrogant, or is it good to have such of those lofty goals of Caleb Williams trying to reach and beat Tom Brady's 7 Super Bowl championships? And Tom Brady actually doesn't mind that the new Chicago Bears quarterback in Caleb Williams wants to pursue the record. He just made it very clear to Caleb Williams that the work involved would be really, really hard. Check out what he had to say to Caleb Williams on NFL Network, Bears fans.
You got some time around all these rookie quarterbacks in this class, including the number 1 pick, Caleb Williams. I was curious the moment I saw this, Tom. Caleb Williams on the screen on his phone has the background. It says Super Bowls times 8 as one of his goals. He wants to take you down in terms of the most Super Bowl rings ever. When you see something like that from a young quarterback, I know, you spent time with Caleb Williams. Do you ever pull him aside and just go, do you know how damn hard it is to win one of these things? Like, stop thinking about 8. Or do you like the mere chutzpah it takes to come right into the NFL and say, you know what? I want to become the greatest of all time.
Well, everyone's going to find different ways for motivation. And that's certainly a way that Caleb can find it. A lot of people are going to find different motivations. I found them just the ways that I did that were useful to me. I think that there's a lot that goes into winning one. And you've got to set your goals high. And I would never tell anyone they can't achieve anything, because if people had told me I couldn't achieve anything, that would have been discouraging. And I don't want people to discourage young athletes one bit. So I think people should always reach for the stars. Certainly young quarterbacks in the league, they've got a lot of opportunity, but their career is going to be made by what they choose to do and what the work they put in and the relationships they develop with their teammates and the organizations they can impact. So they should have high goals, but at the same time, they're going to have to work hard to achieve them. And I really look forward to seeing that process unfold. That's that's really where the hard part comes for sure.
Bears fans, I absolutely loved what Tom Brady had to say, just sending that clear message to Caleb Williams, that it's going to be hard to reach that ceiling of beating his 7 Super Bowl championships, right? And we have to realize that Tom Brady being the greatest of all time, it was really never about the talent. I think we can all agree that Tom Brady was nowhere close to being the most gifted quarterback we've ever seen, right? We've seen more gifted players. Doesn't mean because you're gifted that's going to lead into success. Doesn't mean because you're gifted that's going to lead to multiple Super Bowl championships, right? The thing that Tom Brady had, Tom Brady's Super Bowl superpower, and the reason why Tom Brady was so successful in the National Football League was because he had an obsessive work ethic. People never really grasped on the fact on how many amount of hours Tom Brady always put in to prepare for certain situations. So all those big time moments, all those big time plays that Tom Brady made throughout his career was because he put in endless hours of work. Everyone knows that he was obsessed with winning, and he was obsessed with trying not to lose as well. He got super irritated, super pissed every time he would lose a football game. Every time he had an incomplete pass, he made sure that he was prepared, and he had to make a lot of sacrifices in order to win those 7 Super Bowl championships. So that is a clear message that Tom Brady was making to Caleb Williams. And we can even argue that Caleb Williams is a more gifted athlete, a more gifted quarterback coming out of college than Tom Brady was all those years ago. And I think we can truly argue that. But no one can argue the fact that even though Tom Brady was not the most gifted athlete or the most gifted quarterback coming out of college, he had the determination, he had the drive, he had the obsessive work ethic to be the greatest of all time and make those sacrifices. And look, now he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he has 7 Super Bowl championships to show for it. The good news about this, Bears fans, and once again, I absolutely love the message that Tom Brady gave to quarterback Caleb Williams. But the good news about this is that Caleb Williams already seems to have that necessary obsessive work ethic that Tom Brady has as well, right? So coaches and teammates of the Chicago Bears organization have described Caleb Williams as obsessive about details. He doesn't just want to learn the scheme that Shane Waldron is teaching him for the Chicago Bears offense. He wants to learn the why of each and every single play. He wants to understand why the defense is attacking him this way. Why is the defense doing this? Why are we doing this on offense to attack this type of defense, right? So he's obsessed with the details. And when he's able to master the scheme, and we talked about this a lot, so many times about Caleb Williams driving in the NFL as soon as his rookie season, if he is able to master the scheme for the Chicago Bears and understand how to be prepared for certain situations, much like Tom Brady was and why he was successful, Caleb Williams will be okay, because you have to imagine that Caleb Williams already has the skill. He already has the talent. So if he can become successful with being obsessive and maintaining that constant obsessive work ethic, Caleb Williams can really reach unlimited ceilings. I'm not sitting here saying that he's going to surpass Tom Brady's 7 Super Bowl championships, but I think he will have an outstanding NFL career in Chicago. And once again, Bears fans, I'll say it again so I'm blue in the face. Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have done everything in their power to make sure the transition for Caleb Williams is seamless. They have built up the offensive line. He has unlimited amount of weapons, starting with DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, and Keenan Allen around him. So the rest is really up to Caleb Williams. If he wants to go out and chase Tom Brady, you go and do it. But it is up to Caleb Williams to reach that feat, because I feel like Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have done an outstanding job of surrounding Caleb Williams with the weapons and the tools in order to succeed early in his career with the Chicago Bears. Once again, I want to come on here really quick and share that little clip with you of what Tom Brady's message was to Caleb Williams if he does want to reach that goal. So Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. How do you guys feel about the message that Tom Brady sent to Caleb Williams? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.